Let's find out more about this issue regarding teenagers gathering in droves or gangs or whatever euphemism or word or synonym you want to use. Mobs, they're sometimes called. It's a little bit of a new phenomenon in Cape Town, but it has been happening globally, that suddenly everyone gets together at a shopping mall in a prearranged way, and then a ruck is created. Maybe two people are going to have a fight. It's going to be videoed. It's going to go viral. There's going to be a bit of antisocial chaos. Groups of teens have done this for many, many years. As long as I've been alive, there have been incidents like this. But this seems to be a new form of it, and something I think parents need to be aware of. Something happened at Canal Walk this past weekend. It was the lead story yesterday in the Cape Argus. Something happened the previous weekend at the V&A waterfront, where security were called in and shoppers felt a bit destabilised, a bit insecure by what was going on. It's obviously not good behaviour. How do we get around it? What's behind it? Is there anything particularly concerning about it? Ben de Vos joins me now, independent criminologist and a community activist. Ben, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks for your time.
Hi, good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon to you and your listeners.
Okay, I would think it is reasonably obvious that teens don't like to be bored and are trying to find things to do and maybe a little bit of action or something like that. Is this taking this to another level?
Yes, sir, this is a very unfortunate, incident, as you say, that it has been coming on a long way, but it's definitely taking a different dynamic. I think, yes, absolutely, it is. It's concerning. I think it's a spillover of, a culture of violence and intolerance from a digital space that's happening in digital spaces, and it's unfortunate that it spilled over onto actual physical spaces that were designed for recreational purposes and for public leisure and activities. So that's unfortunate that it happened in that way. So it's definitely a spillover from these digital spaces, which is really unsupervised, I would say, and also very much unregulated. I would also add to that, Mike.
Is it, in any sense, criminal behaviour, or is it just boredom and people seeking after some kind of action?
The digital spaces opens up, a probation of criminal element for that matter. And as I said, it's unsupervised, and that opens up, the windows of opportunity for criminal activities to exploit that spaces, So that is the dilemma we're sitting with.
And it's not just us, Ben. I've been watching very similar events happening in the UK and the United States and other places, not just shopping malls. There was one on a beach in the United Kingdom during this heat wave, where suddenly there's a gang of youths just running all over the beach, running between everyone lying on the beach, causing absolute chaos and mayhem.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you have to look at the South African context. We're already sitting with, a culture of violence. The propensity for violence, is always there. And the youth energies are being now, I think, exacerbated through this, platforms, being unsupervised and very pervaded. And that becomes a problem if it's not properly supervised. And these youngsters, going to these malls and using the spaces to network. And as we have read in the newspapers this weekend, that it's premeditated and pre-planned. So it's a meet and greet. You understand? So it's already boiling on the social network platforms.
But kids have always done that, Ben. I mean, ever since shopping malls existed, kids have gone out to, quote, hang out at the mall. You meet your friends there. So this, this is based on behaviour that a lot of parents let their children hang out in the malls on a Saturday afternoon. But this is obviously something at a different level.
Yes, absolutely. As I'm saying that the opportunistic um, the element of criminality creeps in there. You understand? So youngsters are being recruited at very young ages already into gangs, and this is a perfect platform and clandestine as it may be. You understand? Away from the parents' direct supervision. You understand? So that gives him a sense of freedom, and also to really use this platform for other reasons other than just hanging out.
Yeah, but and also that additional notion of there being almost like a scheduled fight, calling it a fight night. That in this case, I think it was two girls who were fighting each other, and it got videoed, and the video got spread. That you're almost adding that element of a prize fight into the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. It becomes, kind of a distorted entertainment.
Yeah.
For that matter, and that is worrying. And we're already sitting with cyberbullying, and that perpetuated a whole cycle of violence, and it infused actually a culture.
Okay, Ben, if people come to you and say, what do I do about it as a parent? What would your recommendation be? Do you not let them go to the mall? What happens?
I would really say that we need to look at the parenting paradigm. You get the permissive kind of parenting style, where you permit a lot of things, but we should really, in this particular case and this phenomena, we look at at another model, of being ever present, in digital spaces of these youngsters. We need to invade into that and to become more, involved in the activities and the plannings of the youngsters.
It's tough, though, because the kids don't want us to be involved, do they? Teenagers don't want their parents to know what they're doing.
Yeah, but we need to find a way to really, get involved there somehow. Somehow we need to get involved in those spaces. So it is for the safety of these youngsters as well. And as this incident happened, it's really for the public safety, for that matter, So I think there should be a response, also a collective response, in terms of, getting a handle on these kind of behaviors. So I think parents should really get themselves, informed in terms of what happened in these spaces, and also what happens, in the public spaces and arenas of the shopping malls.
Ben de Vos, thank you very much indeed, independent criminologist and community activist, on this disturbing trend of what seems like pre-organised youth ruckuses, maybe centred around a planned fight, and it all gets videoed and sent out, and then the next weekend it could be even bigger and wider. I don't want to overblow it. I don't think 2 incidents is enough to call it a plague or a scourge, but it does seem to be a trend that we do seem to need to keep an eye on.